Hello, it's Ashley here from Paper and Twine. Do excuse the state of my fingers, I have been very busy crafting. And here we are, it is week 2 of the Mad Hatter's Tea Party, Alice in Wonderland collaboration hosted by Kathy from Kathy's Favourite Things and Patti from Life with Patti. So I'm Ashley, if I haven't already said, from Paper and Twine. I think I already have said that, so excuse me. Welcome to my channel, welcome if you're new here, welcome to any existing subscribers who happen to be watching. I just want you to have a look at this loveliness here. This is Alice in Teal from Craft Stash, and the lovely Dawn Sutton, who is one of the collaborators in this collaboration, kindly sent me this, which was really, really generous of her. And I've used a little bit of it in both projects I'm going to share with you today, but there are some lovely, lovely toppers in here. All the best people are bonkers. Yes, indeed they are. Aren't they? Yes, they are. And I've used this in particular in this project, and that's what I've got left from the 12 by 12 sheet. So we'll move that out of the way. I'm also using, for what we're going to make now, this Stamperia Alice paper, which I'm very loath to use because I just love it. I suppose I could buy another one, couldn't I? I need to stop hoarding, but yes, I am using a little bit of that. So we are going to have a go at making a card together. It could all go horribly wrong because I've never made this on camera before, and we will then, well, I will then show you another project that I've been working on this week. I will of course leave links to all the other lovely ladies who are part of this collaboration in the description box below. Please go and support them and look at their wonderful creations. So again, this week it is Crafter's Choice, and I'm not going to share what my second project is, but we are going to have a go at making a pop-up card. And I've only made one of these, which I've sent to somebody. You will see that in another video, but I was surprised at how easily it came together, so I thought I'd have a go today. And this is the mechanism that we are going to make that is going to allow our card to pop up. This tutorial I got from Paul Ford. I will leave a link to his channel down below as well, if I get a chance to remember. He is an amazing paper engineer, I'm going to call him. He makes the most fantastic albums and interactive cards. So what you will need for this, and it will fit into a 6 by 6 envelope, you will need a card base that is 5 3/4 inches square. I've cut 3 pieces the same to put on my front, and inside I've left this kind of fairly plain so you can write a message inside, and this we can use as a backdrop. Those 3 pieces you need 5 1/2 inches square. So we'll just move our card blank out of the way for now. You will then also need, for your main pop-up element, a piece of card in the colour of your choice. I'm using black because I like everything to have a black border. I've got a piece that is 8 1/2 inches by 4, and 2 pieces that are 7 inches by 2 inches. And we need to score those. The first piece on the long side, you're going to score at every 2 inches. And then these 2 pieces you're going to score at 1/2 inch, 2 1/2, 4 1/2 and 6 1/2. So I should just crack on and do that. I've done my scoring, and now it is time to burnish. The more attention to detail you pay at this stage, the better the final outcome. So I'm making sure that my edges are lined up and taking my bone folder and gently burnishing. You don't need to do too fierce a burnish, and repeating, lining up, making sure that my straight edges, providing I've cut properly of course, are lined up nicely. And this one, it's not so bad when you've got a decent amount to play around with, but I do find 1/2 inch intervals a little bit tricky. So just gently burnish. And what you're doing is making a little tower. So I'm going to come in with my glue. What is the betting that it's bunged up? Oh no, we're fine. And just lay that down flat and line up so that it is nice and square, and burnish where you have glued. And there we have our tower, and you can see the join, but it's not too bad, and that's going to go at the back anyway, so we'll pop that out of the way. Now with these pieces I'm going to burnish the 2-inch bits first. So these are going to make our cubes. Paul had got some digital paper from Knitwits, and it was a design for a baby boy, and it was building blocks. And he thought that this cube pop-up card would be ideal to showcase building blocks. So the 2 tabs I have burnished in on themselves like that, and repeat that with the other narrow piece. Bring your tower piece back in, and with the fold at the back, lay it down flat. And what you want to do now is mark 2 inches. So I'm lining my steel rule up. I've got a nice sharp pencil, and I'm just marking there and marking there. And what I want to do now, in fact actually I'm just going to mark on this little bit as well, so that we can line the tab up nicely, because the more attention to detail you spend on this, the better your little pop-up element is going to be. Now this could be where it all goes horribly wrong, but what we are aiming for, keep that at the back, we are aiming to glue this here, lining up with our pencil marks like so, and then that will glue at the bottom like so to create a block. So I'm going to glue that piece on and come back to you. Now that I've glued one on confidently, we'll have a go at the other one. I'm just going to give that a little burnish there actually, to flatten that down. Oh look, it's come undone. I'm using this glue because it doesn't ooze, but sometimes I do have trouble with it adhering. Perhaps I hadn't put quite enough on. Now I want to make sure that the bottom of this cube doesn't hang over. Right, let's see what that's looking like now, if that's okay. So glue on short tab and lining up here where I've got my 2 pencil marks, and you can use the line of the other cube as a starting point. fact, I'm going to do it like that. It is a little bit fiddly. Let's just burnish that down. Okay, that is sticking out a little bit. See, I told you it'd all go pear-shaped. Oh dear. Okay, I think we're good there. Just keep burnishing. If in doubt, burnish. And glue this here like so. Making sure that it's all lined up nicely, and just hold it in place until your glue has grabbed. This is where I could do with a third hand, just lining it up, because the more you line it up and pither, getting it in the right place, the better your pop-up element is going to be. Now, in fact, actually, that is sitting slightly higher, so I'm going to carefully unglue it and move it down slightly. See, we all have off days, don't we? There we go. I think that's got it. Yeah, that's got it. Just burnish that down. Now, the way that this sits in your card, when the card opens, you're presented with, it's difficult to show you, two faces here, two faces here, and two faces here. Now, what I thought it might be quite nice to do is have something that is continuous. So I've gone ahead and I've used a sheet of 8 by 8, and I've cut a piece 5 1/4 inches deep by 3 1/2 across, and I'm going to cut this into 6 so that I've got a continuous pattern running down these faces of these cubes here. Then I've got a piece for the back. The back is essentially 3 1/2 inches square, so or 4 inches square I should say. So I've gone ahead and I've cut a piece that is 3 1/2 inches square, and I shall be cutting that into 4. And then you don't have to do this, but I just think it finishes it off nicely. There is 2 pieces at the top here that you can see, so I've gone ahead and I've cut a piece that is 1 3/4 by 3 1/2. So I'm just going to cut those pieces down and stick most of them on, but I'll leave a couple for you to have a look at. So I have gone ahead and I've covered the front of my box. I laid it flat like this so that I could line up my pieces, and then they spring up like that. And I've gone ahead, and the paper that I've used to cover the front and inside of my box, I had a little square left, and I've covered inside where you can see the join on the tabs and the base of these boxes here. So it's quite difficult to show you because of the angle. So we're going to just glue the pieces on the back. So I'm laying it and folding it flat so you can see it makes a square, and I've got my pieces here. So I think this is the piece to go there, that's the piece to go there. So yeah, we'll just glue them so that they line up nicely, because you can see all of these little bits, so it just adds a little bit of detail. I've decided I'm probably not going to do inside the top of the tower. I just thought it was overkill. So You could do that if you wanted to, but I'm not going to on this occasion. Now we're going to get to the tricky bit in a minute, where I'm probably going to mess it up again. So we need to keep our fingers crossed. Just move that down a bit. If you can hear music and talking, it is Saturday evening and Harry has got some friends over. Trust me, have I done that wrong? I have, haven't I? That goes there like that. And that goes there like that. I wonder if I can lift these off because I didn't stick them down. Too bad. Oh yeah, I've just about salvaged that. Let's see if we can do the same with this one. I was so confident that that was that way. Obviously, when you're doing this, make sure you've got your paper in the right orientation. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I do kind of, you know, I went to the bother of cutting it so that it followed on. So I might as well do that. It's a little bit weak there. It's just, oh, there we go. Just about got away with that, I think. Right. Oh dearie me, there's lots of bloopers this week, aren't there? So this is my top left hand piece. And we'll cover up where we've glued previously. And this piece goes here like so. It's the other bits we're going to have to be careful with because we've got a little bit of ripped paper, so we're just going to need to take extra care with them. I'm doing this and I'm tired. I'm tired, that's what it is. Yes, I've not been as organised as I would like in terms of uploading or filming this video in advance like I did last week's. It was trying to think of something that, you know, I really wanted to do that was a bit special. But I hope you like this pop-up card. So let's line this up here. There we go. That's about right. And the last piece. Oh, we just about got away with that. Poor Harry, he's trying to do a barbecue, and actually it's quite nice, the weather. It has been drizzling for a lot of the afternoon. What time are we? 6 o'clock exactly. And the sun is just trying to break through, so he might get away with being able to be outside. Right, there is the back of our tower, and we just about got away with that, didn't we? Whoa! Right, I've lost the lid of my glue. We don't want that. Right, now comes what I think is the challenging bit. So we want to line our spine up, spine of the tower with the spine of the card. And we're going to be adding glue to these pieces. And what's going to happen, she says confidently, is this is going to be stuck on this side and that is going to be stuck on that side, and what should happen is that that should fold flat like that. Right, bear with, because I really don't want to mess this bit up. So the way that Paul did it, he'd got the top of the paper matching the top of the paper like so, glue on that, right. He used a little bit of tape. I'm going to use a bit of rolled up washi tape to stick to the bottom so I know where I need to glue, because I don't want to rip my paper. I told you this bit was going to be the challenging bit because I've only done this once. I'm not very confident with it. So it was gluing this down. Let's try that like that. And closing, you see that's wrong because you've got this bit sticking out here, but that is the idea. So I need to move this up a bit. Maybe that's what I need to do. Join that up like that. That could be it. Right, and then we fold it. That's the badger. That is what you need to do. So use a little bit of tape to help you, but the top of this spiny bit here, you need to line up with the top of the paper like so. And then if you close your card, you can see I've moved that down slightly and it was sticking out the bottom. So I'm just repositioning again, closing it, and that is what we want. So I'm going to use a little bit of Collab for this because that's going to give me plenty of wiggle room. Keep your fingers crossed for me. We've already had enough disasters with this project. I'm not using too much Collab because I don't want it oozing out, but enough that it's anchored. So lining up like that on the diagonal, in the spine, closing and pressing. Need to move it up slightly. Let's try like so. I'm not pressing these panels down until I'm confident that I'm in the right place, and need to move it up slightly more. Let's try again. That's got it that time. Now I can burnish. Woohoo! That took a little bit of doing, didn't it? And we'll just burnish on this side. And I need to just decorate the front of my card. So when I've done that, I'll be back to you because you don't need to see me decorate the front of the card. So I've finished everything. It's been a bit of a palaver, hasn't it? So I'm going to bring in my card, my pop-up card. I used this sheet because it's Mad Hatter's Tea Party with Drink Me and Eat Me on it. I used this sheet but from the 12 by 12 pad, which I've stupidly tidied away now, but I just thought I'd show you the whole piece. And I've used kind of this section down here and cut it down to if that's 5.5, this was 5 1/4, and I've edged with black Sharpie because we don't want to be adding any extra weight to this card. I don't think this is one that you're going to be posting internationally, to be honest with you. And then I've got the chipboard pieces from Stamperia, and I thought he was quite nice. I don't know whether he's got a name. He's not the Mad March Hare, is he? But he's kind of like proclaiming that it is time for tea with Eat Me and Drink Me. And we open it up. And there is our pop-up element. If I turn it that way, does that make any difference? Let's close it so it's backwards. And boop. I love it. I just can't stop playing with it. I love interactive cards. See if I can get a slightly better angle for you. But have a go at making one of these. Yeah, it's difficult to get it all in shot. So that is my pop-up card. We had some fun along the way, didn't we? But I'm going to bring in my second project now, and this is heavy as well. This I copied from a tutorial. I forget the lady's name, but she's on the Graphic 45 design team, and she did a box like this using Graphic 45 papers, obviously. But this is like a little pop-up drawer box. So if I turn it that way, you can see there is a drawer. Oh, there's something inside the drawer. Got a little sneaky peek there. And I'm going to pull the drawer. It's very heavy. And this element pops up. And can you hear it's got a magnet? Can you hear the click of the magnet? So there's the workings of it. You can see inside the box. And then in the drawer, you could put whatever you wanted in the drawer, and I've decorated the inside of it. Not showing this in its best light really, but if I close it, you can hear the... And then I've used the Vintage Alice paper for this. Yeah, it's predominantly Vintage Alice paper. Yeah. And then the book is covered in paper from the Alice in Teal. And then I've used just elements from the Vintage Alice paper, and I've made like a little book to, there's no words in it, it's just all pictures of what I've taken is the 4x6 journaling cards that came in the craft box kit, and I've just cut them down to 3 inches so that I've got double for my money, and like done it so that a page is on like an open page, if you get my drift, like so. So we've got all the elements, and there's the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. I might put some Tim Holtz clipping stickers in this yet, I don't know. And there's Humpty Dumpty, and there's the last page, and we've got the Mad Hatter on the back, and I've just used some scraps, so a little bit of poetry, and the Cheshire Cat, and I've handwritten Curiouser and Curiouser. I need to trim this down a little bit, put it back in its little drawer, put you to bed. So I've got a little record of this paper, and this just fits in here, just fits in, and close that drawer, and down goes the magnet. So that is my week 2 collaboration, Alice in Wonderland. Please go and check out the other lovely ladies in this collaboration, and I shall be back soon. Take care everybody, bye now.